Hi everyone, Highlander here. Welcome to another weekly market watch video. Today we're looking at the week ending the 13th of August 2012, and straight up we're looking at Fiery Brimstone. Just Fiery Brimstone this time, no flat lines down the bottom. So we're actually improving, growing, learning, etc. Fiery Brimstone has gone up 24% in terms of gold. That's up from 174k gold to 216k gold. Really big increase there, and that's in my opinion due to the fact that the latest blog came up about patch 1.0.4, and that talked about a lot of things, but it also talked about legendaries. It also reaffirmed the intention to buff legendaries, but also gave a specific time frame on it, and that is the fourth week of August. And that's not far away. So I consider that increase to be largely speculation, because people know that post-patch legendaries are going to be better, and you will be able to craft legendaries. So if you can take that Fiery Brimstone and craft it post-patch, then you might be able to get an item that is far more valuable than the price of the Fiery Brimstone when you buy it today. It is speculation, it is guesswork, but you know, hey, people do it, so that's cool. And you know, maybe they'll make a F-ton of money. Now in terms of US dollars, it's gone up 24%, up from 25 cents a unit to 31 cents a unit. Now, we don't know exactly how much the intrinsic price moved up in terms of US dollars, because last week it was at its floor price at 25 cents. So we don't know that. But on the other hand, one thing we do know is that Fiery Brimstone is quite an efficient way to buy gold at the moment. So you can buy a single unit of Fiery Brimstone for 31 cents. You can sell that then on the gold auction house, and after your 15% fee, you'll have effectively bought your gold at $1.43 per million. That's much cheaper than the in-game limit at the moment, which is $2.50, and it's pretty much in line with what some of those third-party websites are doing right now. Now, I've put all the cheap stuff together in one table here, and hopefully you can see a little bit more interesting stuff in terms of what's been moving around. We have, first of all, the orange line is the Tomes of Secrets. They've gone up a little bit, up 4% to 799 gold. Subtle Essences have also gone up about 7.5% for them, and it's up to 1,065 gold for a subtle essence. That's back to where it was about 4 weeks ago. Iridescent Tears have gone up a lot. They've gone up 152%, from 91 gold to 230 gold. Why? I think it's the same reason as Fiery Brimstone, but I think the shift has been so large just because they're so damn cheap, and you can just buy an absolute ton of them with a couple of million gold. So that's because that's just so easy. It's really easy for someone to drive the price up there. For Flawless Squares, in terms of gold, they've gone up a lot as well, up 160%, up from 179 gold on average to 464. Again, most of that movement is just because of that Flawless Square Emerald. That Flawless Square Emerald's gone up from 500 gold to 1400 gold. So that's a pretty big shift there. Now, in the Radiant Star space here, the gold price of a Radiant Star has gone down by 12%. That's down to 16.2 mil, and the cheapest Radiant Star you can buy in terms of gold is 14.9 million, and the most expensive being the Radiant Star Emerald. Now, in terms of US dollars, the average price has dropped far more than that. It's dropped nearly 21%, and that's down to $24.71. And that's the first time we've seen in one of our Market Watch series the price of a Radiant Star being below the $30 mark, and it's gone down quite a bit. In fact, it's gone down on average about $5-6 an episode here, or a week. So that's quite a big drop. Now, Radiant Stars are also a fairly efficient way to get a hold of some gold as well. Unfortunately, you need to buy it in larger units than Fiery Brimstone, so it's not really that effective. So you can stick to the Fiery Brimstones based on the current price levels. Now, the last and most complicated of our little tables here is talking about our weapons, and this is the best methodology I've got at the moment to measure how items are doing. It's a bit limited, I know, but I've got what I've got. So we have our 1100 one-handed DPS weapons. So that is one-handed weapons dealing 1100 DPS, and I'm not worried about whether it has any other stat or not. they're trading, or they're listed at the most cheapest values available at the moment for 3.9 mil, and that's a drop of about 10% off last week. Now, in terms of US dollars, they've gone down much more. They've gone down 28.6%, and that's a drop from about $11.60 to about $8.30, and that's a pretty significant drop, especially considering the impact that's going to make when you're trying to sell those, and you're going to have to pay a $1 fee. Your fee went from less than 10% to about 15 to 18% or so. So that's a pretty big drop. Now, right now, if you were to buy a one-handed weapon in terms of US dollars and then try to sell that for gold to get some gold, you'd be effectively buying your gold at $2.49 a unit. A million. For 1400 DPS weapons in the two-handed area, we are looking at about 916,000 for one of those. Now that's only a small drop of about 4.9%. Now, again, we've just had a blog announced a little bit recently that said that they're going to be buffing two-handed weapons somewhat. But these ones are pure DPS weapons, and they're not talking about other modifiers. The other thing is that the recent blog post talked about having new modifiers, so I shouldn't really see an impact in these prices in the two-handed weapon area. But we will expect to see a big change, in some respect at least, post-patch. Now, the US dollar price of these has gone down far more. They've gone down 25%, and that's down to about $4 at the moment. So that's a really big drop down from $5.33, and I'm beginning to sense that there's a little bit of a trickiness in the market once you start getting down to this level. Because of the price of them at this stage. Now, if you're selling that for $4, you're going to lose your $1 fee. You've effectively paid a 25% fee. So really you are better off selling these items in the gold auction house, where you'll only pay a 15% fee, and then using that gold to either sell it straight up or buy something else to sell. So I'm beginning to worry that they might not be the best predictor to keep watching, but we'll see what happens post-patch. That'll be certainly something interesting to observe anyways. And look, on that note, I have been discussing this week in, week out now for a couple of weeks. If you can actually get one of those items to sell, they do present a bit of an arbitrage opportunity, and they continue to do so. You'd be effectively able to buy a 1400 DPS two-handed weapon for probably about 700,000 gold, and you'd be able to sell that again for probably around the $3 mark. So that's still a pretty good return, but it's just not that great, and it's really hard to sell there at the moment by the looks of things. It doesn't look like the turnover is very high, and I can see that when I look at the depth of the market and how many listings there are and how long they've been there, and it really doesn't look like it's very deep at all. So I'd say that there's a lot more risk there now this week than there were in previous weeks. That's it for this week, guys. Please, if you want to see anything in particular, let me know in the comments below. I am looking to expand this week to week, and as time permits, I'm trying to build and improve the system. But if you think that there's something I could be doing that would be something that's useful to track and interesting to track, please just let me know. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and best of luck.